Hello everyone, this is Santander2 and welcome to another Fabric follow-up review, this time on the Biome Overhaul Classic. Obviously this does make the Biome Overhaul available for new versions, as well as obviously uses the equivalent of the vanilla biome generator. So yeah, if you want more out there biomes and woods and this, that, and the other thing, definitely best to use Terrestria and Traverse, but for the most part this pretty much just uses a lot of vanilla blocks and world generation and such to make a bunch of interesting types of biomes. I'm going to be using mostly locate biome just to show most of these, but we'll see what it adds in terms of the different biomes, depending on what I can get throughout the world. Since I've only just generated this one, we happen to have spawned in a, if I can find it, a marsh. So look around, obviously a bunch of shrubs or bushes, the occasional water, some pumpkins there, and a bit hilly, some lily pads even, and moss stone. So we go obviously in order. You'll probably need to use Spectator for a few of these, especially if in mountainous areas. So you've got a ton of snow. So this is the edge here. So you've got a ton of snow, obviously the occasional spruce tree, as well as some water here and there, some odd hills, and otherwise bit of something underneath there. Go next to it, and that's just my spikes. Try and fly around a bit more, see what else there is. It's just a mountain edge. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next one. Which is the Bayou, I think. So obviously you can see the actual marsh here and its colour compared to the Bayou's more dry and sort of difference of grass and leaf colour. Obviously, pretty much I think it's kind of like a swamp in a way without too much water, or just a bit drier, not too sure. Okay, so fair amount of water here obviously, but the occasional islands and such. And maybe not as much deep. Of ground. Got the peat bog and shield a bit there, not too much though. So you got some coarse dirt, you got some podzol, beach hue, the occasional bushes or shrubs and dead trees. The occasional water pond in between. Brushland, which I think we may have been coming across soon anyways. Yep. So kind of like a savanna, kind of not. There is dark oak trees, there's the occasional smaller bushes. A lava lake there, a lava pool. There's still the occasional acacia tree, but mostly you'll be seeing some dark oak here. I think this is supposed to be more of a green mountain, right? Yeah, highlands. Yep. So go to the next one, which is a chaparral. And there we go. which is pretty much just a sort of plains mixed with some bushes, I guess. Occasional tall grass, some flowers, and so on. I don't think it's typically supposed to have a mountain. Maybe you've got a cliffs biome nearby. There's some odd trees. Fairly steep, obviously. Next up is the dunes. So we've got a bit of it here on this island. So fairly steep, obviously, for the most part. Comparable to obviously some desert mountains, but either way. Brushland over here. I think we may also see, I'm not sure. Either way, quite a bit of water surrounding it at times, but otherwise. Next we have the fen. Which is pretty much just some grassy and occasional tree, some water patches in between, possibly some flowers, bit hilly, but for the most part fairly flat. Got the flower field. Which I've seen looks like so, with a massive variety of flowers. Well, more so these smaller ones. I'm sure that is a forest, yep. So, not exactly the same as a flat forest, but obviously a lot of flowers, like so. A few climbing up some highlands here. But either way, I'm assuming there may or may not even be the occasional tree, but for the most part just flowers. Next up we have the forested fen. Which is obviously just a fen, but with a fair amount more trees in it. This is a mountain biome, so be careful of that. Possibly with those that have a lot more leaves in the trees. Not too sure. Anyway. So a typical fen, and a forested having a bit more. The forested spires. Like so. That's a subtropical rainforest. So the occasional jungle trees and leaves with varying ground level. Bushes. Mostly keep bordering on a rainforest there. So the occasional jungle tree, also some wooden, oak trees. we've got the Glacier. Just like so, with a bunch of, actually, ice plains there. Just a bunch of ice on the top of the mountains, and mostly made up of ice in between the dirt and stone. Everything else around it seems to be just in ice plains or a taiga though. So, commonly a lot of blue ice at the top and some packed ice underneath.